You all are going to, I see it, you all are going to be hit hard with a lot of people in the health care industry, your profession, because they've seen it. They're on the front lines. Healthcare, emergency, police officers, therapists, reporters, the media. Are you guys gearing up for that? Because I see a large wave of just like, help, like I got to get it out. Like I'm seeing it on news and news stories, and people are breaking down. What can we as the country do to kind of prepare ourselves for that?
Well, I think some of the things that's already happened with telehealth has been helpful, because before you had to go through all this red tape just to provide telehealth services. And now that the state and the county has lifted those restrictions, it's allowing us to provide care. Normally, we wouldn't even be able to do it on like FaceTime or anything like that. Right. So that's one way that has been helpful. The other thing is having more honest conversations to let people know that they're not alone when they experience trauma. I lost someone to COVID-19, right? A person who meant a lot to me. And so for me, I literally had to allow myself to grieve for 1 or 2 days and just sit in it and feel it before I moved on to be able to help my staff or help my clients. But I had to allow myself to grieve. Also, just more just community transparency and support, where we can have these open dialogues and conversations without the fear of being stigmatized.
Right.
To say I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling stressed out. Even the church being more active and doing more outreach and allowing social workers and therapists and people to come in and provide that support. And making it so open that it's not based on just religion and faith, it's just based on wanting to help the community.
Right.
And I think the other piece of that too is just because you're not able to identify what you're feeling now, don't mean that 3 months from now that you're not going to feel the residuals of this, you know. And as Denetta stated earlier, that our brain has a minute to catch up. Yes, you used a week or a couple of days to catch up, but people that are also on the front lines, their brain might not catch up for months later. Right. You know, as you described, you know, those particular people, because once you're in it, once these calm down, or you get, you know, the world opens back up again,
that
to
routine
now that routine changes. And I think then it will allow the people on the front line to give them an opportunity to catch their breath. And so being able to create that space for them, you know, to grieve COVID, you know, months later, you know, because there's still going to be some residual after the fact. And even going back to a new normal for the clients that we do have, as Denetta stated, about us having the ability now to utilize the telehealth platform, that's going to change, you know, even though, you know, the state honored the fact that we're able to do it now. Those contracts are only in existence until June or July, you know, and then they're going to be forcing people to get back into, you know, face-to-face particular rooms. And, you know, there's going to be some people that are just not ready to shift that fast. And so we hoping that in that transition, we still be able to catch those people that are not willing and still be not willing to transition into that type of therapy again, you know, so we'll see how that.
When people make the statement, it's okay to not be okay. As therapists, what is your response to that? Some people will look at it and be like, yeah, but I'm not okay. And that's okay. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's like, what is your response to that? Is it a blanket statement, or
is my response? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Erica.
You're saying, are you saying it's a blanket statement from me, or is that a blanket statement from the people that's saying it?
For people who hear it, so it's kind of like, I'm so sorry for your loss. It's like it's something that you're supposed to say. Does it become a cliche? As therapists, how do you want to add to that with the statement, it's okay to not be okay?
Again, because you have to remember, as Denetta stated, that our minds will either make a decision to run or to stay and fight or to run. So when people make that statement, I really think they're trying to figure out what is their response to what is really going on around them. And it's very difficult to make a response to something, again, that you can't see. You know what I mean? COVID, we can't see until we turn on the news. You know what I mean? I go sit outside on my rock outside. I don't see a threat, but my body is telling me something is wrong. So then when I say, am I okay? When I'm doing those self-check-ins, am I okay? You want to believe that you're okay, you know, and sometimes people need to just say they're okay to keep it in a small enough box to make something manageable. You know what I mean? So we can continue to go on to the next step to be able to decide what else is next for us. You know what I'm saying? So I need to be okay so I can get to the grocery store line, you know, so then when I get home, I'm able to feel whatever that impact is or be able to see, because when I go outside, some situations like Home Depot look like third world country. And it's just like, this is America. Like, am I sure? Am I okay under these circumstances? And sometimes it's okay to have that cliche, so we have time to be able to figure that out.
Like it buys us time.
It really does. And like Denetta said, our brain works, you know what I mean, in the order of what we can tolerate certain things, and certain things we're going to experience them when we're able to experience them. You know, I feel like God gives us an opportunity for our brain to kind of go on like this cruise control so we can tolerate the emotion, or everybody's going to end up in Torrance. There ain't enough beds on God's green earth.
Right. But that's a cultural issue that exists in our community. We have a high resiliency for stress and for trauma. And trauma is not intangible that you can see. Like, I can see this. And like she said, I always say trauma is a wound that you necessarily don't see, but it exists. And that wound can reopen and we don't even know it, because we can be re-triggered. And in the African American community, we have this thing of resiliency, right? Because I got to go to work and I got to make this money and I got to be this and I got to do that and I got to be
strong.
Don't
use that word.
right. And then we're not used to having any checks and balances, or someone telling us it's okay not to be okay. I think that statement is just something that's saying, okay, it's okay to stop sometimes. But sometimes we don't stop until it's too late. Many Black women are dying of heart attacks because of stress. Black men are dying because of stress, or we're using substances to self-medicate, to deal with the stress so we can keep going. So I think for us, that resiliency piece, it's a benefit, but it's also something that is not helpful to our health.
We're not understanding. So we don't understand our capacity. You know what I'm saying? So when we say words like it's okay to not be okay, I believe that it's actually giving us an opportunity to check our capacity, to be able to get back in touch with who we are, because we are experiencing and feeling something. So if that gives you an opportunity to pause, to recognize that something may be wrong, that's a blessing, because we're checking our capacity. And as Denetta said, Black people, we don't know what our capacities are. We really don't. We go beyond our limits all the time.
Because we've been told not to express yourself. You said don't use the word strong, but we've been told to be strong. Don't share your feelings. You gotta, don't nobody care. Go to work, brush it off. All Black people don't have this problem. I want to ask you both this question, and this could be our last question before you give your information out for people to reach out to you. There was someone that brought to me a scenario that she saw her husband going through something, and it was something that was traumatic, and she wanted to help him. And when she asked him what was wrong, he said nothing. Easy response. Nothing. She said, I could tell something was wrong, but I didn't want to press. But I also started to get angry because I clearly see something is wrong with you, and you don't, and how am I supposed to help? So now she's pissed, and he's pissed that she's pissed, when all he could have done was just said what the hell was wrong with him. So should we stay away from saying nothing? Or if the person receiving the response nothing, should they think, okay, I can't express to you right now how I'm feeling, so my answer to you is nothing, because I don't know how to tell you what's wrong with me. And is that how we're supposed to receive it?
I think one of the questions to that is, you know, you can turn that question around and say what's right.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because then what's right is less stressful. You know what I'm saying? So then you're able to kind of like backdoor your way into a situation. So
you don't just say what's right. You say
what's right. You know, you don't got to say what's wrong, because that's an automatic negative, which automatically feels so heavy, right? So then I don't want to feel that heaviness, so I'll resist it by just, again, right, our capacity, our Pandora box, what we can and cannot tolerate. So you try to backdoor it with something more gently and say, what's going on? What's right? Okay, if nothing's wrong, then what's right? You know, and see what some of that question, see what some of that type of question gets. And then I always tell couples, right, when we know something's wrong per se, right, but then it's also take another step and saying, if this is your partner and you're saying you're trying to figure out how to dance with that person, right, meaning when we dance with each other, we don't talk about how we do it, you know. So then when we're trying to see what's wrong, see in what the behavior is saying, and then try to address the behavior. You know, because guys are very matter of fact, you know, so it's not so much as the emotion that they want to engage with, it's so much as the behavior that will kind of help the spouse, the woman, to be able to see what else is going on with her partner.
Wow. Okay.
And often, I agree with you, Erica. And oftentimes with couples, I try to teach them on how to communicate with each other. So there's different ways, like adult to adult. And then sometimes it'll be adult to child or child to adult, right? Depending on our history and our families and our trauma. So oftentimes, especially when we ask men, are you okay, and what's going on? And they say nothing. That's either been because one, they've been told not to talk about their feelings, or two, they disclose their feelings and someone used it against them. And so in the fear of, if I show you this, if I show you my true self, will you use it against me? Can I actually trust you?
So they're protecting themselves.
Correct.
Wow.
Okay. So that when you learn that adult to adult conversation, you learn each other's ways of communicating, and you know when to step back and you know when to step in. Okay. So that's really important, because sometimes we'll revert back to a child, depending on our patterns in our family, when we're trying to help someone or someone's asking us a question.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a real good book that I get a lot of my guys to read, because as Denetta said, a lot of times our black men.
Let me get a pen. Hold on.
Okay, get a pen. It's real easy. It's a real easy read, right? It's a real easy read. But it's a book that as Denetta has expressed, that a lot of our young men, and you know, fortunately, unfortunately, depending on how you see it, will resort back to childhood. And so one of the easy books that I let them read is Dear Black Boy, It's Okay to Cry. It's by Ebony Lewis, right? Okay. And it's not so much as the words that's in the book. It's the illustrations that are so powerful, and it addresses mental health and what they feel and how they respond to things around them. It's a powerful book. The illustrations are probably more powerful than the words.
Dear Black Boy, It's Okay to Cry.
It's okay to cry.
Wow, powerful.
It's a powerful.
I may have to recommend that to some people.
It's a powerful.
I have that problem. No, not at all. We could talk about this for days. I'm praying for you too. I'm praying for all of your brothers and sisters that also study mental health, and just praying that you all are covered as well, because it's overwhelming. You are also on the front lines, just helping to make sure that we don't go over our capacity of understanding. And I thank you all so much for just taking the time out to talk to us. You know, this will be on thebeatpgh.com, the full interview. And also, if there is a contact number or email address that you'd like to share to add to your clientele, I'm just saying it's about to be on and popping.
Right. Black therapist. Right.
Just let us know what that is. If you have a phone number that you like public, or email address, just let us know right now. Or if you're on social media, we can find you.
Yeah. Vision Towards Peace Counseling Services. We're located right in Wilkinsburg. The office number is 412-241-4673. And the email is office@visiontowardspeace.com. And we are on Facebook. You can like the page, and you can also get our information off of there as well.
Love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Denetta.
You can contact me on Facebook, Denetta Benjamin, Focus on Life, LLC, or you can email me, focusonlifellc@gmail.com, or you can call me 412-592-1260. I have a private practice located borderline Wilkinsburg, going towards Churchill, but I also have offered free services for people who don't have any insurance.
Awesome.
So,
okay. Yeah. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you all so much. I appreciate you. Don't be surprised if one day I send y'all a text or inbox, be like, I need to talk to somebody.
That's right. That's right.
That's okay. That's right. We all in this together.
That's right. That's right. And it goes beyond this. It goes beyond COVID. You know?
It does. Yes, it does. And mental health is real. It exists, and it can be maintained. It can be maintained.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.